And welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast, a podcast where two friends raise a glass, or in this case, four, and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle, I say four glasses because you know what we're doing?
A little bit of a whiskey tasting.
We are doing a whiskey tasting, and I've got to tell you, man, I am so excited for this one.
Yeah, I can see it all over your face. Not the whiskey. You're excited.
Okay. I was like, what, the whiskey? Okay. I'm glad you clarify. Man, there were a lot of times when I was in Scotland where I was like, God, Kyle would love this.
Right.
I mean, like, more times than I'm comfortably willing to admit.
Right.
And this was one of those times.
Yeah.
And that is when I ventured to the wild island of Isla. And
Say that 3 times fast.
You,
Wild Island of Isla. Wild and wild and a
why
wild.
do you go full Alabama for?
That's just where my brain goes
Just
to. If I'm trying
automatically-
to say something fast, I just get something back. I'm not going to
like a Texas auctioneer, an Alabama auctioneer. Wow. I got the opportunity to do something that I wanted to do for years.
Yeah.
And that was visit the Bunnahabhain distillery.
Yeah. Hallowed ground.
Yeah. It was a near spiritual experience.
Right. The Mecca, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I will say that the road to get to the Bunnahabhain distillery is probably one of the top 3 worst roads I've ever been on in my life. It was I was worried for the car.
Right.
And my back needed to be adjusted when I got out of that car. But when we got there, I can't tell you the joy and excitement I felt seeing that helmsman sign,
Right.
and that word on the sign. I was like, oh my God,
I did it. I made it.
And then I was greeted by just the best staff. It's clear that these people love Bunnahabhain.
Right.
And I got to go on the Warehouse 9 distillery tour. So Warehouse 9 is Bunnahabhain's kind of exclusive distillery tour,
Right.
In which you get to taste barrels that they only provide on this tour. Now, you can technically go to the distillery and just buy these bottles if you want,
Right.
but then you don't get the awesome experience of going on the distillery tour.
Right.
We posted something on social media about the Warehouse 9 distillery tour. Super quick. Go check it out if you haven't already. It kind of showcases what that looks like and some of the shenanigans that I got into.
Right.
But I brought some bottles back.
Ooh.
Now, on that distillery tour, it was myself, a guy from Germany, and 2 Scotsmen. And hopefully we'll get one of those guys on the podcast eventually. He owns a bottle shop.
Oh.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
So it's in Scotland?
In Scotland, yeah.
Cool.
It was 4 of us on this tour.
Yeah.
And the tour guide.
Nice private.
Yeah, really private, really not that they said we could do whatever we wanted, but they were basically yeah, just don't burn the place down kind of thing.
Right.
Or we go into this tasting room, and we're given these lovely Copita glasses. You can see it's on the whiskey shelf up there. It says Warehouse 9.
Yep.
Which is a version of a Glencairn glass, but it's got a stem. Okay.
Yep.
Now, as we get into this, you're going to understand the gravity of the situation that I was put in. That Copita glass holds just about as much as a Glencairn.
Mm-hmm.
When my tour guide was pouring, because it's a little bit of history, but it's mainly just tasting.
Right.
He poured to the top of that Warehouse number 9. He poured, that's over halfway.
It's 2 pours.
Yeah. Easy, a good pour and a half, almost 2 pours for a normal individual, right? Easy.
Right.
All of these whiskeys, Kyle, we're about to taste today, clock in at 53% or higher.
Okay.
Okay?
How many of those glasses did you have?
So this is why I'm telling the story, because this is how we have what we have here.
Right.
Okay? I decided to ask for what are known as driver drams in Scotland.
Right.
And driver drams are basically these little tasting bottles that you can then pour your whiskey in. I poured full driver drams, and in one case, a driver dram and a half. I'd say there's probably almost 2 ounces in each of these little bottles.
Right.
And I still had almost a full pour in my glass.
Whoa.
Yeah. I had a lot of whiskey. And I will say for my compatriots on that tour, it was a really good thing that they all were taking taxis.
Yeah.
Because we left that tour real happy.
Yeah. Little waterlogged.
little waterlogged, a little sea leggy.
Yeah.
Little stumbly. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Inebriated.
Huh? But I brought these bottles back.
Epic.
Yeah, so I went to the gift shop, and I got to tell you, I know I'm doing a lot of prefacing here, but we have 2 of these 200 ml bottles
Right.
because I did 4 different whiskeys. We're about to do them here because we got the driver drams, but price wise and taste wise, I chose 2 200 ml bottles.
Okay.
So I've got full ones of those.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You ready to get into it?
I'm beyond ready.
I am beyond excited for you to try these because oh my gosh. All right. So let's start with what I've labeled B1, as you can see.
Right.
Look at that. I mean, it's full.
It is to the rim.
Oh yeah.
I think there's some on the cap.
So you go into this like really like super cold warehouse because it's all this like old brick building, and there are 2 big barrels. There are 4 big barrels, and the guy is thieving from a barrel. I'm gonna tell you a story about my thieving experience. You can see that in the video too. But thieving the barrel. Now this particular one that we're about to try. Okay, so it is regular Bunnahabhain, but this is aged. This was barreled in 2007, and it's still aging. All these are technically still aging. Not in the bottle, but like in the barrel. As they pull them out of the barrel, they are still aging.
Right.
So how old is that?
I mean, since 07, that would be 16?
17, right?
17 years? Yeah, 17 years.
This is a 17-year scotch.
Yep. So it's just their base Bunnahabhain mash.
I believe so, yeah.
It's not like they're taking Bunna 12 or Bunna something that's already been aging and then putting it in.
No. Like this is a new fill. Like they're putting it
Fresh,
into something. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this was filled in 2007.
Yep.
Okay. In Muscat, which is a kind of wine, barrels.
Okay.
This one comes in at 53.7%.
Delightful.
I know. You ready?
106?
107.4, my friend. 53.7.
Oh, missed the point.
That's all right. All right. So we know regular Bunna.
Yep.
Okay. What you got on the nose?
It's a little. I feel like it's a little darker than normal Bunna.
Oh, for sure.
Little extra touch of color on it.
Yeah, it definitely is darker. It's got some winey color. Look at the cloudiness of it. Like just look. I got chonky bits, man.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, there is
quite a few
barrel
chonky bits.
sediment in there. I can tell you because we were in a really cold room. Like it was probably maybe 40 degrees in this room I was in.
Right.
In the middle of summer.
That's wild.
I know.
Like they're not pumping in air. It's just naturally
just
they're
naturally
able to keep
that
it
cold. Yeah. Or the whiskey was cloudy.
Yeah.
Like it was
coming out of the barrel.
Oh
Yeah.
What you got on the nose?
Oh man. Like you get base Bunna,
Yeah,
but a lot of wine nature thrown on top of it.
for sure.
Like it's going in that raisiny, grapey region.
Yeah. But it still retains all of the super well-rounded edges of regular Bunna.
I don't know why this is immediately what's popping into my head, but like the chocolate candies reason.
Yeah.
Like that really rich caramel.
Oh.
That's the kind of caramel note I'm getting on the nose.
Yeah.
Like just something super rich.
Sweet and fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's got this richness that's like,
for sure.
I guess maybe an attribute to a little bit to the fruitness too. Plummy?
Yeah, plummy makes sense. Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That takes Bunnahabhain and just like
Yeah.
just turns it way up.
Yeah.
Wow.
That rich caramel note follows right through.
For sure. And it's accented by this like really nice fruity back end.
Yeah.
Like just mixed fruit, but dark mixed fruit.
Yep. Man, it's got like a dry note to it.
Yep.
But it leaves your palate very clean.
Yeah.
And it's not oily and clingy, but it's just a nice, beautiful, like little drying note right at the end. Just kind of just leaves everything very kind of bright almost.
Yeah, and the fact that it's over 100 proof, 107, but it does not feel 107. Like it just like it doesn't have any like the super bitey notes and the peppery notes that you can get with a high proof scotch.
Right.
It's just friendly AF.
What it is really impressive to me is what you always kind of expect and hope from a really long aged whiskey is that you would expect the flavors to be so much more prominent.
Exactly.
You know, you expect like, oh man, it's been aging in there forever. Like all the same flavor notes that you would normally get in like a 7-year whiskey, this is going to have twice that amount.
Right.
And I feel like this does it. I feel like the flavors in this are so loud. Like They're all so prominent. Everything's at a 10.
Yeah,
And it's so rewarding.
absolutely.
You know, like I think there's nothing more disappointing to get like a big age statement whiskey, and then you sip it, and it's like, okay, I don't really see that there's any difference in that from anything else. But like this, it's the complexity, it's the depth of flavor, and the volume of flavor.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you want out of something that old.
exactly. And now that like you mentioned that, and I kind of have sat with it for a second, I'm then starting to, it's morphing into like what I would expect out of some of these kinds of wines, like the Muscat wines. It's like a little bit peppery, but like really fruity floral.
Yeah.
With just that base of regular Buna mash, just like holding it.
Yep.
And just like caressing it into like this lovely basket of beautiful.
Right. A little slap on the back end.
Yeah. Here.
Got it. Man, so freaking good.
Okay,
I didn't save anything of that.
Yeah, you do. You got
I got a little
splash.
Got a little.
That's how this started. Okay. So picture like I've got, if you're thinking of a Glencairn.
Yeah.
All right. I've got up to the like the or the top of the bell here of like this. That's how this started.
Man.
You know, we're just.
And you don't even have to be shy about it. Like you can take a big old gulp.
You can do what you want.
You can get a whole mouthful.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm trying to be so delicate.
Exactly. No. And I'm like, let's do the thing.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to. You want to just sit with it?
I could linger with that one for a day for sure.
Can I tell you something? It gets better from here.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
Pour number 2.
Number 2.
Shall I tell you what it is?
No, let's hold it. Let's experience it.
Okay.
Experience it.
Darker than the first.
Yeah, touch darker. I think we're getting a proof pop?
Actually no, we're dropping just slightly.
This one to me has a bit more of an ethanol-y nose tingle.
Definitely more ethanol nature.
Yeah, the nose on this one is more quiet.
Okay. I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. I think the ethanol note is higher, but I think the nature of it, I'm not going to say quiet. I think it's a little more spread out. It's a little fruitier. It's a little less sweet, though. A little more fruity, a little less sweet, if that makes any sense.
A little more conversation.
A little more action. Almost like it's big and bold.
Really?
I do.
I don't know how we're so off on these. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm like struggling
trying
to find
struggle?
anything.
Okay.
Whew. Like the ethanol keeps burning my my receptors, so I can't get anything first. Like I would say, my initial take on it is I'm getting mostly the barrel.
Yeah, there's we didn't say this, but there's a few chunky bits in here too. It's not as much as the other one, but there's a few. I got some small floaters. But yeah, okay, definitely barrel for sure.
On the nose, if you asked me right now, I would almost think this is a rye.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like it's starting to go piney.
Oh no, for sure I feel that 100%. I look at the spicy, like cinnamony. I get piney. Yeah. I can definitely see that. All right, can I tell you what it is, or you want to taste it first?
You say.
Are you sure?
Okay, I'll taste it.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I wouldn't know this is Buna.
I can agree. It's so dramatically different.
Yeah, it's very rich. It's in that same richness. But yeah, it's a definite, like, feels like a completely different thing.
Yeah, like where the first one, the Muscat, you can feel the Bunnahabhain there. This does not taste like Bunnahabhain at all. And when I tell you what it is and I tell you the age, you're going to be like, that makes sense.
Okay.
It is, to me though, there is a distinct real winey nature. It's bringing into that, like, also I know what it is, but it's bringing that like almost a deep red, sweety red wine.
Mm-hmm.
And it is barreled in 2004.
Ooh.
20 years old.
Ooh.
This is a PX cask.
Little Pedro Jimenez.
Mm. Yeah.
So is this again just base Buna in a Pedro Jimenez cask? And aged for 20 years?
I believe that's the case. Yeah, I believe that's the case. I mean, I could be misspeaking here, but I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think back to that tasting where, like, this is Bunnahabhain, and we just, instead of, like, whatever they are normally aging it in, nope, now we're aging it in a PX cask. Yeah. What do you think of that?
It's delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a more into that red wine
profile.
Yeah, I think it's more drying than the previous.
Definitely is. And I think too, like there's some spicy notes there. It's like a little
Yeah, you get a little spice kick.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I could pull. That's Bunnahabhain though.
No,
For it to be
sure.
that dramatically different. Like I was almost wondering, like, is it a different mash bill or something like that?
Yeah. All right, you ready
Delightful.
for our third one?
Okay.
Okay.
Moving right along.
I mean, twist
just
your
like
legs.
the Muppets.
You know what I'm saying?
Moving right along. I don't know that whole
Good enough.
Kermit and Fozzie, the OG.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what this one is,
Okay.
but I want you to tell me about the color.
It's dramatically brighter,
Definitely.
dramatically lighter.
Light
It's-
straw water,
Yeah, we're into that kind of classic. What you think of Scotch off the top of your head?
which is really interesting.
Chardonnay colored.
When you hear the age of this, this is a 2011
Okay.
Mon Cognac.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be grapey.
Theoretically,
You would
okay.
think.
You ready?
Okay.
And it comes in, Kyle, at 58.9.
Woo.
Yeah.
She a heavy hitter.
Yeah. What do you got on the nose?
We've entered Pete into the
Damn.
conversation.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh man, that's all I can get right now.
It's just heavy
She
Pete.
just Petey.
Woo. 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 I got more chunky bits.
Petey and malty. Some creamy malts starting to sneak in there.
Yeah, but it's like a weird Pete.
It is kind of like almost danky Pete. Like
Exactly. It's like that.
It's
Oh
it's
my
Pete
God.
with Pete with some mold on it. It's blue Pete. Oh man, it smells like it's gonna be bitter on the palate.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be
It's-
oaky, smoky, bitter.
Yeah. You said dank Pete. It's like Pete that wasn't quite dried yet, and we're gonna smoke
just
that
go
Pete
anyway.
anyway. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Man,
there's so much barrel.
It's such a unique Pete. Like it's like I
Yeah.
don't know any other way to say
But,
it,
like,
but it's like
we've
it's not traditional Pete.
no, and we've had Pete at Bunnahabhains. We've had the
Sweet
Crook
Pete.
Vona. We've had the Bunnahabhain. We've had several different the cha-cha. We've
So
had
touch.
we've had a lot of Pete at Bunnas. This does not smell like any Bunnahabhain I've ever smelled before.
And this one, this is the highest proof yet. Yeah, because that man, you nose it just right, and that that alcohol burn
Woo.
goes right to the back of your eyeball,
Yeah, you got a little like
just knocks, hey, pulls that tear right out. It's not like the smokies that you get from like the toe touch. Those are like more that traditional campfire,
sure,
you know, ashy smoke. Where this is just something different.
Yeah,
It's in that funky region like Ardbeg likes to play in.
exactly. You ready to get into it?
All right.
All right. No sniffing.
Take a sip. Wow. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow. Like the peat kind of steps off to the side. I mean, it's there.
No, I wouldn't even say it's off to the side. It's still holding your hand
Sure.
the whole time. You know, it
You're right.
didn't go nowhere. It's
But
still,
it, like-
still coddling you. Holding you like in the fetal position.
Okay.
Carrying you like a little baby.
Okay.
But like you're walking through this room of
Just malty, sweet goodness.
yeah, just incredible like desserty, sweet,
yeah,
you know, pastry,
exactly.
creamy, creme brulee.
So the cognac on the nose is like almost non-existent just because of the peated nature.
Mhm.
It's the palate where it's like, oh, there you go. There's your sweet aged wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I think that's where the sweet palate is coming from, but I don't know that I would, not knowing that it was cognac, because I don't feel like it's not cognac-y in flavor,
Yeah.
but that's got to be where that added sweetness is coming from. But it doesn't. It's not like I don't get raisin. Like I don't really get that winey, grapey, cognac-y note anywhere. But certainly that's got to be where the extra sweetness is coming
Oh,
from.
yeah.
But that peat is so damn delightful.
It really is. Yeah. When I said like it moves off to the side, I don't mean like it goes away completely by any means. I think what I mean is like it makes way for that cognac note.
Right.
It moves off to the side in that it's not as prominent as it is on the nose, and it's like guiding you along through that cognac note.
Yeah. It's well balanced.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's even parts smoke and sweet. Again, all the flavors are dialed up so loud. It's very rich, it's thick, it's viscous, it's delightful.
Oh, fantastic.
That's probably my favorite one so
okay.
far.
Okay. You want to get into the last one? And then I
Okay.
want to have a bit of a conversation about what reigns supreme.
Okay.
This is number 4.
Letter 4.
All right. Pour number 4.
Pour 4.
We're back to kind of leathery on the color here.
Yep. Back to that amber.
Yeah.
Amber nature.
Yep. Definitely. All right. You want me to tell you what it is?
Let me nose it first.
Okay.
Woo! That's pretty. That is honey.
It's real pretty.
That honey crisp right there.
Man, it's amazing to me how different each one of these are.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They are each one extremely unique and different. Yeah, that's a honey pop.
Yeah, it is. Like honey.
Woo! Man.
It literally is like crack open a jar of honey and like it smells like that.
For sure.
All right, you want to know?
All right.
This is a 2013.
Okay.
So what's that? 11 years?
Yep.
Bordeaux cask. Yeah. Comes in at 57.9.
57.
Yeah. So just a bit of a drop. A little bit. Like a point.
Just a touch.
Yeah. 57.9.
It's still enough that it's like, oh.
All right.
Oh.
Man, just like I'm going back to the nose. Just so much honey. Like that's all I get. Just like honey.
Yeah. I'm starting to get something herbal.
Okay. Like a black tea herbal?
Perhaps. Like I'm almost like starting to go like minty, but like surely that's not it.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Like there's something like a little astringent about it, like a twang.
I just had it and
sorry, I spoke it.
It's not on my tongue yet.
Well, do you want it there?
Yeah. I guess we should put it there.
All right, now sniffing time for sip it.
Wow. Man.
Right? Tell me that's not fantastic.
Like front of the palate, I was like, oh man, there's your nice like sea breeze.
Yep.
Salty nature.
For sure.
Came through. And then all of a sudden, this honey sweetness just like came in like a wave.
Yeah.
And just took over.
This really rich honey sweetness, a little bit of leathery notes. Like fresh tanned leather.
Oh my gosh. What did you say it was?
Bordeaux. Yeah. But I'm not really getting a whole lot of wine. I'm just getting like sweet and just it reminds me, it goes back to normal Buna. And it's like, oh, here we go. Let's pop that proof up a bit. And then let's add some other notes. And it's like a hug from an old friend.
That is so good. That again, it's 10 out of 10 on richness.
Oh, for sure.
It is rich.
Yeah.
It is
thick.
It is thick. It is sweet.
Yeah.
It is like you feel the cavities coming.
You're not wrong.
It is desserty, but man, like so different. Like this one, I think the Buna nature is more prevalent.
Agreed, completely.
Comes through
100%
more prominently.
Absolutely.
But still, like so different. They're all four so completely different.
Yeah, I will say, like I had such an amazing time doing this tasting there because, you know, when you do a tasting at a distillery, you're going to get some curveballs, but it's all roughly the same. And then I did this and I was like, oh my God.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, first of all, I'm a Bunnahabhain fanatic to begin with. I love me some Bunnahabhain, as well documented. And then to have like this experience and to have this experience there and to have this experience, and they're four just completely different things.
Right.
Like blew my mind.
Yeah.
So this is the one that I got to thieve out of the barrel.
Okay.
So what I did is you have a whiskey thief, all right? And it's this kind of long...
Kind of looks like the Hamburglar. It's like a
exactly.
mask on.
Yeah, you have to don the mask. In fact, you can't
black
do
pants, but then a striped shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
Beret. No.
Well, I was wearing more like a flat cap, but yeah.
Tiptoe around.
Exactly. Oh, I see. Yeah, definitely.
You got a sack over your back and a flashlight.
And if you have a cape, even better.
Right.
Like, not that you need a cape, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It completes the look.
Exactly. So I donned that.
Yeah.
I had, it's basically like a long copper wand, right? You put this long copper wand into the barrel, and you're supposed to move this.
Go ahead. You move the shaft up and down through the hole.
That's exactly
till the liquid comes out.
That's exactly like. There's no other way to describe it. Yeah. Or you do what I did. That is, you put your mouth over this hole that you would normally put your thumb over to allow the. Everything I'm saying is just like there's no good way to say this. And then you suck in to take the liquid into the copper pipe, and then you very quickly put your thumb over that hole. And that's how you then like measure out the whiskey. And you can see that in the video that we've posted on Instagram and elsewhere on social media.
And what was the problem the first time?
Well, so, okay, there's a short video that we have on Instagram, and then there's a longer video that I've shown you. And the first video was me sucking this liquid through the basically big straw, and I thought they were messing with me.
Right.
Because I'm clearly the American and a bunch of Scotsmen and a German guy, and like, y'all messing with me? So that was the issue. I thought they were messing with me. And the guy's like, no, I'm not messing with you. Like, eventually you will taste whiskey. And for sure I did. So that's what it was.
So you sucked it all the way up like a straw?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It's so strange that in the age of COVID and shit that we live in now.
Oh, yeah. No, I was like, yeah, for
like,
sure. Like, I'll do that.
Like, it just, the aspect of like, yeah, no. And like, that you would, like, your backwash is going in, right? Which, I mean, I guess like the alcohol content.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to kill anything.
I think a little bit, but it's Scotland. It doesn't count.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like, that's wild that they're just like, oh, yeah, no, like, yeah, spit in this, put that in there.
Yeah. And divvy it out to everybody else.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did.
Cool.
Too. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
That whole thing, you're sucking it all the way up through there.
Yeah. It's probably
what do you do?
a 3 foot. Yeah.
Reload.
I tried to do it in one go.
Reload.
That was the thing. Like, you got to do it in one. So I tried. And I couldn't do it because I stopped and I was like, you guys are totally messing with me. But yeah, it's what, maybe 3 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long. And it's probably a good
inch
2
and a half,
inches, inch and a half diameter. Oh yeah. But there's a smaller tube on the inside of that because basically what you're doing.
Oh, it's not that all the way.
No. There's a smaller tube on the inside because basically you're creating like almost a vacuum in there.
Okay.
So that's what's happening.
Okay.
There's a smaller tube on the inside of this like 2-inch diameter tube.
Gotcha.
The tube on the inside's maybe half an inch, give or take. I don't know the exact schematics, but yeah.
Okay.
So it's still impressive, but it's less impressive than you think it is.
Right. I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? It's like I'm thinking of the videos of the guys that are drinking through a toilet paper tube.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, how the hell did you do it, man?
It's not that
Incredible.
So overall, amazing tasting, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially for like, I mean, I can't approximate being in the Bunnahabhain distillery for you. I mean, the Whiskey Cave is close. It's not close at all.
We're gonna get.
It's not close at all. All right, so here's what I propose we do.
Okay.
I propose we run back through all these real quick, and we make a decision on what our top favorites are.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Or do you already know?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'd like the opportunity.
All right, through the magic of editing, no one's going to hear us doing that, but we're going to do that.
Right.
And go.
Okay.
You got it?
Nope.
I do.
Okay.
In your last spot, where do you go?
I think I could pick out my favorite.
Okay. Do you want to just do that?
Yeah, I don't think I could. They're great.
Sure.
And
all of them are fantastic.
Yeah, like there's not even one that I could say that like this one had that negative attribute to it that I can easily put that one at the bottom. They're all fantastic.
Agreed.
So
Completely.
like I just don't think I could say one is my least favorite. They are all so unique and different.
Absolutely.
But there's not one that's like bad, and there's not one that it's like I can find a way to put you in the bottom spot.
Especially when you go in just liking the brand to begin with, to make a decision, like it would be unfair to say this is the bottom of the 4, I think.
Yeah.
And I also think it's kind of equally unfair to say this is the top of the 4.
Yeah, no, because it's like in this exact moment, this is my favorite one, but it might just be because of where it was at in the order.
Could be.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But
what is your favorite of the 4?
My favorite, I think, is the Bordeaux.
My favorite is also the Bordeaux.
Like that salty note right off the bat.
Exactly.
Is so umptious.
Yeah.
But then it's released into this savory honey that is remarkable.
Yeah.
But like I love the cognac.
Yeah.
Like that one, in a different time of year, different time of day, that one would be my favorite because it's freaking delightful. The other two are amazing also.
Yeah. I purchased the 200 ml bottles, I told you. I purchased the Bordeaux and I purchased the Muscat. In my tasting that day, those were the two that, first of all, like I was willing to spend for the 200 mils because they're expensive.
Right.
But second of all, those were the two that I was like, yes, those were my standouts. And I'm super happy now, having done the tasting again with you, that the Bordeaux is still a standout.
Right.
The Muscat for me, I would put it my second, just like as a for whatever reason, probably because I purchased the bottle, but but also because like it reminds me of Bunnahabhain
Right.
with just a little bit more.
For sure. Yeah. That one might be the most Buna hobby natured one.
Right.
Where the Bunnahabhain comes through the strongest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But fantastic.
Man, but yeah, like all 4 of them. Like there's no way I'd be like, oh yeah, no, that one's my least favorite.
Right.
I have no way of figuring that out.
Yeah.
That doesn't compete.
That's tough.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Man, those are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
It's just another one of those things that like we always go back to when you get into that upper echelon of Scotch, I think specifically, it's a different category.
Absolutely.
Like they're doing like it's able to reach another level of flavor and experience.
Well, and I think that's something that we've talked about obviously before of like when you're playing with Scotch, age, yes, is part of it, but like there's so much that you can play within.
Yeah.
And there's so many fun things you can do that like I just feel like the world of bourbon is not ready and is not there yet.
Right.
It's primed for it, I think, but it's not there yet.
There's not as many variables in bourbon.
Right.
Bourbon is still so, I've said it a million times, it's so compact in what it can be that the age on bourbon doesn't seem to offer as much character change.
Correct. At least not that I've experienced.
Not
so far.
that we've had.
Yeah.
It's more so when you start playing around with finishes and stuff like that, where you do start getting more interesting things happening. But in Scotch, man, like the age seems to do so much more to
that, and
whiskey.
the willingness to throw this kind of experimental thing and like let's throw it in a PX cask. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Let's throw it in a Bordeaux cask.
Yeah,
like,
and not just finish it in that.
Yeah.
But age it in that.
Let's put it in there.
Which automatically changes.
For
it can't be bourbon if you do that.
Right. Yeah.
So it automatically just that restricts you so much.
And I think like because people are so worried about the it must be bourbon kind of thing, like not everybody obviously, but some people are, that if you just say it's a American whiskey aged in Bordeaux, people are like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Whereas if you could just say it's a bourbon aged in a thing, then that would sell.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And that just handcuffs you, I guess it handcuffs the distilleries.
Sure.
Because I'm sure they would be willing to do the thing.
They want to make a buck, man. They want to make a buck.
Well, and just to have fun with it.
Exactly.
Like just to experiment and see what things they can create. But if you do that, you no longer can call it bourbon. So then that's automatically just taking that one word off is reducing 75% of your sales.
Yeah.
Just because people aren't going to understand. Yeah, no, this is still what you like. It's just we're changing this one element.
Yep.
Instead, now we have to call it American whiskey aged, and then people aren't going to buy that.
Yeah.
Bummer.
What people should do, though, is they should go to Scotland, take a ferry to Islay, and they should get themselves
Shit
on a
your pants, not knowing if you're going to get on that ferry.
Correct. And you should get yourself on a warehouse number 9
Not sleep
tour.
the night before.
Exactly. Drive an hour and a half to find this ferry and just hope you get on it, and then get yourself to a warehouse 9
And then you're fucking anxious the whole time you're there whether or not you're going to get off the island or not.
You're not wrong. It was honestly, man, it was such a good experience. Like Islay in general, but like just Bunnahabhain. Like I could have spent all day there.
Yep.
And it was so incredible.
Yep.
Yeah. So highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Yeah.
On that note, you got anything else?
No, I'm out of whiskey.
No, you're not. We can do this. We got some more. I mean, we're out of current whiskey.
Whiskey glasses are empty.
Let's go get another pour.
All right.
And I encourage everyone else to do so if they
Do the
feel so
same.
inclined.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to know, what do you think about Bunnahabhain as a whole?
Yeah, tell us that Bunnahabhain experience that you've had
Yeah.
that just changed the way you looked at whiskey.
And if you haven't had Bunnahabhain, tell us why you haven't.
Yeah, and then go buy a bottle of Buna 12. It's one of the best whiskeys you can buy.
You're not wrong.
It really is.
Wrong. Well, you can get in touch with us through email. That's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
We like to socialize our media everywhere.
Wherever you like to socialize yours.
Yeah, just find us. It's one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. You'll see all that socialized media that we're socializing.
Couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you can just tell somebody.
Or you can support us on Patreon.
Also,
You can rate us wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one.
absolutely.
But if you're like super awesome and you want to be the biggest Drip and Stone fan ever, you do all three.
The biggest dripping stoner.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Because there are people out there.
Yeah.
And we love you.
Yep.
And you know who you are.
Yeah. You're aware.
Yeah, not you because you haven't done anything, but you. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
You're the one.
Yeah. On that note, hey buddy,
Hey, buddy.
may your glass overflow.
And your ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.